Back Road Ministry of the World, but me, Mr. Marty, coming at you live and direct from the vacant lots of the world. I try to get outside. Message to African Americans and other people of Sun: you have to come outside. You have to remember that we are vitamin D deficient by reasons of we don't get enough of this. We don't get enough of the sun. So I'm out here getting as much sun as I can. You know, that kind of helps me not have to take a lot of vitamin D pills. But we have to get the sun. We are children of the sun. We are Ra's children. We feed off the energy of the sun. And that's their fear that, you know, we can do certain things that they can't. So, of course, they'll create certain scenarios to remove us from our power supply, which is the sun. So try to get outside and get you some sun. This is not an airborne virus, people. It's not an airborne virus or airborne situation. So you can be outside. Has nothing to do with the virus. This has to do with the true virus, which is fear. Fear is the true virus. If I get you afraid enough, I can control you. And that's what's going on right now. They're using fear as the ultimate weapon of control. And I talk about this in every one of my videos, how fear can play against you. I don't fear anything but God. And I'm damn sure not going to fear death. Am I ready to die right now? No. Am I going to be afraid of something that I know that's going to take place? No. Because if I'm afraid to die, then I'm afraid to live. And that's what's going on now. They got you so fearful of you might die. Look around you. Nobody's living. We're so afraid to die that we won't even be around each other. So much hypocrisy going on. You got social distance yourself, but you can go to work and be around your coworkers. It's just total contradictions, but that's what fear can do to you. People get sick every day. Since I've been a kid, people have got sick every day. Most viruses that kill are created by man. Most of these viruses like HIV and some of these other viruses that you see that they spread through the African countries to use Africans as experiments are created by man. The coronavirus has been around, or the human coronavirus, which is it's called, has been around, and it was named that in the 1960s. So, like I say, a lot of us suffer with these coronaviruses. I suffer every year for one of them. I'm still alive, people. Most they can give me is an antibiotic, and my body has the ability, with the help of that antibiotic, to create other antibodies to help me fight off that virus every year. But it's bad for me every year due to my bad sinus condition. They know this. But I'm going to tell you this because they need you to be afraid. And y'all got to start asking yourself, why do they want us to be afraid of each other? Why do they want us to be afraid of each other is the ultimate question. Yesterday we got robbed. $2.5 trillion. We got robbed. They're going to give that to the J.C. Penney's that I have behind me. They're going to give that to Costco. All these big time stores in this mall are going to get that money. You know what they're going to give the American populace? $1,200 of your own Social Security money. And ask yourself this. If we owe China so much money, we're mad at China right now, where do they get this money from? They got it from you and I. They got it out of our Social Security and other monies that we give them, and they're just going to pay themselves. They're going to pay the airlines who are part of this. They're going to pay the cruise companies. They pay the WWE. They pay the sports league, the NBA, the NHL. They'll get all the money. The XFL will get the money. They'll get the money. And they'll give us probably on an average of $7,000 that, oh, by the way, it's probably going to be added as extra income and you'll be taxed for it. They're not helping us out. They don't give a fuck about us. It's all about them. At the end of the day, this is all about them. And they rob us and then they go about their merry way. And then they'll play games as though they're so concerned. They bring the joker back to tell you need a vaccine that's not going to do shit anyway. This is the mentality. This is the mind state. These are the games that they play. And we started off talking that this is all about fear. They need you to be afraid of each other. If you're afraid, then we can't work together because we're afraid of each other. And then they'll tell you when you can be around your fellow man. Oh, well, now you guys can be around each other because we found the invisible cure that didn't exist anyway. So, be very mindful of what this is all about. The true virus is fear. True virus is fear. Having you to the point where you're afraid of your fellow man. And then they tell you to social distance, yet if you look behind me at the Costco, you see all those cars, the gang of cars at the Costco. So it's contradictions. They want you to keep buying, but you can't go work out. You can't be around each other. You can't be outside, but go to the store, keep spending your money on toilet paper and other worthless stuff that you don't even need. This is the mind state, and as they build and increase the energy, now we're seeing the deaths, and they just stamp coronavirus on you. Now we got basketball players talking about my mama's in a coma due to the coronavirus. Fear, fear, fear. The minute that you don't believe the story, it's the minute that they stamp more fear on top of your head. That's their job. They got to keep you afraid. Don't be afraid. You're gonna die when God chooses for you to die. These people are not God. Stop making them gods. The coronavirus is not God. But stop allowing these people to have a God complex and run all over us. That's what we need to stop doing. I'm going to die when God wants me to die. This is my time and it's going to come. But it's going to be by my choosing. It's not going to be by other people's choosing. So, my sister's doing good. She was stamped with the coronavirus. She also had another virus going on, though. So she's doing good. She's taking antibodies and it's working. So all this stuff that you automatically gonna die, no. If they give you antibodies and allow your body to do what it naturally can, get fevers and things like this to try to, get that virus out, the body can do what it needs to do, but it needs a little help. That's where the antibiotics come in. All they have to do is give you some form of antibiotic, which they usually do. But now they're acting like, oh, that's not gonna do anything for you. It's not gonna help your body fight it off. It's bullshit. They just lying to you because they don't want to give you the shit. That's how they keep the fear going. The fear is constantly telling you that your body doesn't have the ability to fight off certain viruses. Most people fight off the flu every year. The flu is a different virus strain. The body has the ability to fight it off. It takes a while, but it fights it off. But there's no cure. Any doctor will tell you that. The body has to do some things on its own. So, Don't buy into the bullshit stories. I put a video up on YouTube. I'm gonna share a video, some information for some of the herbologists out there, and information they can give you to go along with information and right information. Let's get right information from doctors. Don't get bad information from some of these hypocrites who took the Hippocratic oath, because that's exactly what they're becoming, the hypocrites. And people are going into the hospital and they cough and, oh, you got the coronavirus. So now I can't cough, I can't sneeze without somebody telling me I got the coronavirus, and just not my body rejecting something foreign that might have came into my lungs, which the body naturally do. That's what a cough is. This is where we at. This is where we at. So wake up, people. We need to wake the fuck up, stop taking power naps and cat naps, and see things for themselves. You just got robbed yesterday for $2.5 trillion. People who keep voting for these Democrats, these goddamn people who supposed to be your friend, New York, look at New York with the Democrats running it. They're masters of the fear campaign because they're trying to get that goddamn White House back by any means necessary. If that means sacrificing fellow New Yorkers, they will. They don't give a fuck. They just want the White House back. They just want to pave the road for their next political career move. They don't give a fuck about you. Note who your enemy is. I don't give a fuck if they see this. Note who your enemy is, because they're all around us and they need fear. They need you to be afraid. Right? Think my sister got the coronavirus. That was targeted at me. I don't have a billion followers. I don't have a great deal of followers. But the reason they fear me is I don't have a great deal of followers. I'm not on here asking for your money because I don't need your money. It's not about money. It's about the message. So they target the people they know they have to shut up quickly. Jesus only needed, according to the story of him, he only needed 12 disciples. He didn't need many people. He only needed the 12 signs of the zodiac. That's all I need. I don't need a gang of people. I just need a few people to keep spreading the message. The few that hear can lead and get that information to many. You don't need a gang of people to do that. Just a few people to pass it on. Some people will listen, some people won't. Some people will survive, some people will not. It's just the way of the world. Those who listen survive. Those that don't take heed, they usually fall off to the wayside. So it's a very cold world. In this situation, those who survive are willing to live. Those who die were willing to die. It's just the way the game plays. So don't be afraid to live. And that's right. Now they have us afraid to live. You're afraid to go outside the house. Police officer running people back in the house. No, that shit has to stop. Tell them go fuck themselves. If they're willing to put everybody in jail because we're willing to live, well, that's just what they had to do. Then let them explain why they got half the populace locked up because they just want to live their life. And they'll go back and say, well, you're spreading coronavirus. So you're saying everybody who's walking around has the coronavirus? What are you saying? I hear in Chicago, from what my sister's telling me, they're charging people $100 to take the coronavirus test. If you had a deadly virus and plague, why aren't you testing people freely? Why are you charging people $100 to take a test? Just in Chicago, charging people $100 to take a test. Do you see any testing sites around me right now? I'm in a big mall parking lot. Do you see anybody testing anybody for the coronavirus since it's such a deadly virus? They're full of shit. They know what the virus is. They're meeting right now. They got on planes and went across seas when they tell you, oh, don't go across seas. But then they're going to Saudi Arabia to have a meeting about the coronavirus. I thought you couldn't travel across seas. These are the people you're dealing with. A bunch of hypocrites. They lie to you and they get away with it. And nobody challenges the lie. So I'm here to challenge the lie. Do you see anybody in this parking lot being tested? Do you see any testing going on? If this is such a deadly virus, this whole parking lot should be full of people getting tested for it. They're full of shit. They're full of shit. They're playing you, and they need that fear to keep playing the game. It's all it's about, fear. Mr. Mahdi, Backrow Ministry, live your life. Live your life. Don't let these people live your life for you. Peace.